Monday the 20th of July. Welcome to members of the public and welcome to the press. Attendance, we have an apology from Councillor Archer and Councillor McCullough is on suspension at the moment. The table of contents as is. Welcome. Acknowledgement of country. We acknowledge and pay our respects to the Tasmanian Aboriginal community as the traditional and original owners and continuing custodians of this land on which we gather today, and acknowledge elders past and present. Declarations of interest. Do we have any declarations of interest from councillors? Councillor Lambert?
5.5 Code of Conduct Determination, Todd Lambert versus Andrew McCullough.
Do we have any others? Okay, I have one for 14.4 dispute resolution policy. It mentions the amount spent and there's two items that I'm was engaged in. Now we're up to confirmation of the minutes from Monday the 29th of June. We'll move her in a second to confirm those minutes, please. Councillor Andrews.
Change that we can see there.
Oh yes, there is a change to item 5.1 municipal budget, that the voting recorded be amended to accurately reflect the councillors who voted for and against the motion, noting that Councillor Lambert and Councillor McCullough were absent from the meeting and were incorrectly recorded as having voted. So special. Oh, sorry, beg your pardon.
I just thought we might be doing it.
No, we're doing the two separate ones. Yeah. The Monday the 29th of June first. So a mover and a seconder for that. You're happy to do that, and a seconder. Councillor Brooks. All those in favour? Against? Carried. Sorry, and now it's the confirmation of this.
Excuse me now, I'll
Yes.
need to leave for that because I've
Okay.
had that meeting, so I can't.
Yes.
Sorry, I missed that one.
No, you're right.
You don't have to leave.
You don't have to leave for that.
I'm choosing to.
Okay, confirmation of the minutes of the special council meeting with that correction that I mentioned before, and that was on Monday the 13th of July. Can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Councillor Adams and Councillor Andrews. All those in favour? Against? Carried. Adams and Councillor Andrews moved that second one. Yeah, okay. The special one.
And I'll just get
Yes.
Jack.
Is that one? Okay. Welcome. The date of the next council meeting will be Monday the 17th of August. And I should have said earlier, can everybody please have their phones on silent? We have no motions on notice and no questions. Code 5.5 Code of Conduct Panel Determination. Go on. Second to accept that?
No,
It's just noted.
resolve to
Yes.
accept.
Resolve to accept, yes. And that's it?
So you guys resolve, yep, accept.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so Councillor Lambert can come back. Council committees, confirmation of the minutes. We've only got the Cressy District Committee there. Mover and a seconder to accept those. Councillor Lambert and Councillor Andrews. All those in favour? Against? Carried. And there were no motions from those minutes. Information items. Mover and a seconder that the items be received, and then you can ask questions. Councillor Lambert and Councillor Adams. Any questions from anybody?
Yes, just one please. On the first one, on our mill dam proposal. So we're currently waiting on market valuation before proceeding further. Is that us or the meatworks or both,
Um,
trying to get a price,
We're
is that the idea?
we're getting a price on our side, and if they're not happy with that, they can get one on their side as well.
It's getting close by the
It's
sound
getting
of it.
close. I think the valuer is coming to meet with the works manager, and he'll show him exactly where it is. So yeah, they're working on it.
Councillor Terry.
Yeah, 8.5, the ALGA conference. I noticed that ALGA has got a new disability inclusion guide for councils. Can that be used to develop our own guide as such? And I suppose whether it's acting general managers an opportunity to look at that.
Any further questions about information items? Councillor Andrews?
Just one more, on page 26 on the Perth Hub, it's the bottom one on that page. It says that there's an agreement that community consultation will be undertaken. We talked about it at the last council meeting. Who's going to do that community consultation, the council or the new group?
They had a public meeting, call for public meeting and any consultation, any public feedback last week, I think it was, Wednesday last week, and yeah, it was well attended, and they had their AGM after that.
Okay, and will we get a report back from that, from the group?
Not sure, but we can follow that up.
Councillor Brooks?
A couple of things, but I can't quite find it at the moment. But the Motor Museum, the committee there, is that still going? Is there an update on that? How's all that going? I just can't quite find the items. But I know I did read it there somewhere.
Answer or interest?
What's the latest on it?
Councillor Andrews will probably be able to answer that for you.
Yes, I can, because I'm not a, no, it's not a council
No.
committee.
But it's an item that's on
Yeah.
the information items. That's what we're on, aren't we?
Councillor Andrews might be able to answer that.
I'm not part of that committee anymore, so I tell you, there's been a formal committee formed, and they're working to raise money to buy the Rob Knott collection and develop the museum. The president is Rob Aldersey.
You don't need any further information?
Not on that, but an update on the odour testing on Longford. It's been a while since we've had an update on that. Where is it at? Do the EPA, have they been involved, or where are we?
Yes, staff, some officers attended with the EPA on site just recently, and we're now organising a meeting so we can get all back together with Taswater and EPA and council and have a talk about what the next steps are.
What are have you found, is there any findings there, or do we know where the source is coming from, the odours, or we've spent all this money and time and haven't come up with anything?
Taswater have provided us with a report of their monitoring, and of course on site there was some identification of some possible areas that could have been releasing odour. So now we're ready to talk to EPA and Taswater together to work out what the next steps are.
And if I could just, and by coincidence, there hasn't been a polling for a month, probably.
I was going to say it was this morning.
Because they're not killing us.
Surprise, surprise.
It was this morning. This
It
morning
was.
is, yeah, when I got here it was.
Any further questions about information items? Okay, I'll put that recommendation. All those in favour? Against? Carried. You right?
I have to go back and yes.
Everyone was for it. Yeah.
Okay, it's too early for public question time, so we'll move on to 13.1. Development Services Monthly Report, page 77 on the computer. Mover and a seconder that the report be noted, and you can ask any questions if you like after that. Councillor Terrett and Councillor Lambert, any questions about that item. Okay, I'll put that recommendation. All those in favour? Against? Carried. Slow. 13.2, representation to the draft amendment 01/2026 to the state planning provisions about secondary residences. And the recommendation is that council endorse the attached representation related to the draft amendment of the state planning provisions and to provide it to the Tasmanian Planning Commission by the 22nd of July. Mover and a seconder, Councillor Terrett's moving.
Yeah.
And Councillor Brooks is seconding. Any, Councillor Terrett?
Very quickly, this increase in floor space to 90 from 60 square metres actually increases the size of properties going to people's backyards. Whilst that might work in Launceston and Hobart, I think one of the biggest considerations is how it changes the town. Because with this change means that there's no additional parking. There is an infrastructure that is required. You've got to have more people living in these larger properties. There's no guarantee from the state government that they will provide additional funds for upgrading of water, sewage, whole stage of infrastructure. And we'll have more garbage bins put on roads, and I think it's a deterioration for councils like ours, which are actually rural councils. We have to consider that not all, one size does not fit all in this state, and we seem to be having policies that are generating down this track. Only Queensland is the only other state that has around that area. Most other states are around 60 square metres. This is a very well written letter, and I'm pleased that the council has actually put this letter up, because this needs to be said very strongly. And the fact is the state government are moving the problem to local government. Our ability to cost shift across to local government is going to be so significant because of this, that we will be putting our hand in the pot from ratepayers of this council, paying for the infrastructure, these properties. Whilst I acknowledge the fact we have a homelessness problem, it is not the answer totally. And I think doing this to towns like Longford, where there are large blocks, is going to be detrimental in the long term.
Councillor Brooks? Any further discussion? Councillor Adams and then Councillor Goss. Councillor Adams first.
I agree with the previous speaker. This is about infill and trying to get more people within the parameters of the infrastructure that exists now for sewage, water and everything else, and because of the pressures that are on Taswater and others. So this will continue to be shifted over, and the cost and everything over the next 20 to 30 years will fall on to local government, and there will be the extra wheelie bins, the extra car spaces, and therefore the crowding of the infill, and therefore the plot ratio of how many people exists per hectare or whatever within a town. And therefore it's going to take away the feelings of the country towns that we have now, and we'll lose that amenity.
Councillor Goss.
Yeah, no, I won't support this motion, only because I've really thought about it a lot. And in our communities now, we have a lot of broken marriages, and the marriages are split, and the children and the parents are separated. I think this is a really good opportunity to let us build bigger properties on parents' blocks, where people can get a bit of a start. There's so many homeless people in our community. I'm a teacher in a high school, and many students that I teach are sleeping in back of cars every night of the week, and I really think it is an issue. And I think this 90 square metres, an increase of 30 square metres, gives opportunity to have a small 3-bedroom property on the back of a block, on the bigger blocks in our country towns, and I do think it would help the homelessness and some of the dire predicaments that some of our community members in who've had a split family. It talks a lot about granny flats, but I think we need something else in our community. It's not about granny flats. This is about providing homes for young families, and I think that's a bit looked over a bit. It's not about granny flats. It's about providing homes for young families, and thinking about trying to compare number really means in the street compared to having kids and mums and dads who've got nowhere to live. I don't think that's even should be considered. I hope that, I'm not sure how much support I'll get around the table, but I'm not going to support it, but it's still got to go back to the state government. It still might get supported there. In Queensland, they can have up to 100 square metres populated on the back of their block. Melbourne and Sydney and those bigger cities, they've only got 60 square metres, which is probably understandable because they've already got a lot of infill in those places. But we are talking about country towns, and country towns like Cressy and Avoca and Campbelltown got bigger blocks. Why not let it have a 90 square metre property in the back? And if they have a 90 square metre property, they don't need to have planning permit, they don't only need a building permit to do it. They haven't got all the taxes they have to pay normally, so young families can get a bit of a start and they can actually survive there. Thank you.
Councillor Andrews.
There's another huge group of people in our community at the moment who are homeless, and it's older women. And I believe that one of the reasons why we're looking at this is to take care of that group of people too. And that's why it's called a granny flat. It's talking about trying to take care of older women who are homeless and maybe can live in a little home on their family plot. So I'll be voting for it.
Any further discussion? Councillor Terrett, would you like to sum up?
No, I think that's it.
I'll put the recommendation. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against?
Aye.
Councillor Goss is against. The motion's carried. That's all the time. Yep. 13.3, amended fees and charges schedule for building and plumbing. Recommendation is that council endorse the amended fees and charges schedule for building and plumbing functions as per attachment 1. Amended attachment 1. We've amended.
We adjusted one and we've issued it on the table tonight.
My screen's gone again.
Attachment 13.3.
Yes, we've got the amendment up there. I can't see it on my screen anymore.
Trying to get back to mine.
I'll go back down and see if I can find it. Oh no, here we go. Disappeared on me.
Mine's disappeared too.
Okay.
Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, 13. Yeah, that's it.
We've got an amendment in there.
It's just, yeah, this line here.
Did you read that?
Yeah. So it was originally reduced to 0, and now, but it was an accident. It shouldn't have been striked out. So it should have stayed as 390.
Okay, so can I have a mover and a seconder for that amended? Councillor Terrett. A seconder, please. Councillor Adams. Any discussion, Councillor Terrett? Councillor Adams? Straightforward.
No, it's, yeah, I can't, there were some quotes before, but I can't see them.
We get the microphone.
Yes.
It's a bit difficult when
All
I
right.
have to issue my, something for older councillors. Thank you. Yeah, support the motion.
Is there any further discussion? I'll put the recommendation. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried. Yes, we're not. Governance reports, 14. The Australian Local Government Association attendance at Australian National Roads, Transport and Infrastructure Congress 2026. And we need a nomination for a councillor to attend, or we can have no councillor attend.
I move that we have no councillor attend.
Councillor Terrett's moving that we have no councillor attend. Is there a seconder for that? Councillor Goss?
Can you ask if there's anybody else that wants to vote?
Well, that's just one. Yeah, you can nominate it if you wish to attend, and we've already got that one up.
No, I was just,
Yeah.
there's somebody else around the table that wants to vote.
No one's nominating? Okay, we'll go with your, Councillor Terrett, do you wish to speak to it?
No, I think it's straightforward.
Yep. Councillor Goss, do you wish to say anything? Right, I'll put that recommendation. Do you wish to speak, Councillor Brooks?
Ask the General Manager, how much do we get from the federal government for the roads to recovery?
Uh,
Like, I think it's one of them things that I think we need to support, to have a face there.
No, it's a really important conference and a very important program. We got $1.5 million from the roads recovery last year, and we'll get $1.8 million in 26-27. That's up from around the $1 million. So the federal government's over the last 5 year, well, for 5-year program is almost doubling the allocations, which is really good.
Councillor Goss.
Do we send an officer to the?
No, but we could ask the works manager if he would like to attend.
That might be
It is in Cairns this year.
Yes.
Get a suntan, mate.
Do we need to do that as a motion, or is that just
Oh,
something?
no,
that
we
have-
don't need to do that.
Okay, we can just ask if you wish. Okay, that's good.
Do I need to then readjust this?
Oh, that no councillor be advised, that's fine. Do we need to adjust it and say, but an officer can be?
No, don't need to.
No, but do I need to put in that no councillors to attend?
Yes.
Okay, hang on.
Yes, councillor Goss?
Well, it was asked that Councillor Archer's not here, and Councillor McCullough's not here. Should we include them, because we didn't ask them if they would like to attend? Should we give them an opportunity to attend instead of not discounting them?
Well, this motion doesn't give that option, but.
There's not a lot of time either.
I think you either attend or you organise it so that the people know that you want to go. That's how I deal with those matters. But
You don't want to say anything more, councillor Terry?
I just think, yeah, council needs to be sure.
Okay, I'm going to put that recommendation that we have no councillor attend. All those in favour? Against? Carried. Wait, sorry.
Yeah, so we're like minutes later.
I'm still going.
You're right.
It was for that.
You're right. Okay, 14.2, policy review communications. We have a recommendation there that council note the report and endorse the proposed minor amendments to the communications policy. Councillor Goss, you're moving, and councillor Adams is seconding. Do you wish to speak to it, councillor Goss?
I think it's just minor amendments and just bringing it up to date.
No further discussion. I'll put that recommendation. All those in favour? Against? Carried. 14.3 is policy review. The use of the Longford logo. The recommendation is that council adopt the revised use of Longford logo policy as presented. The amendments are administrative in nature and update the policy review date to ensure the policy remains current within the policy manual. Councillor Andrews is moving. Can I have a seconder, please? Councillor Adams, do you wish to discuss, councillor Andrews?
Just to say that this is sort of protecting our logo to our brand, so, yes.
Okay,
Can I just ask a
councillor Goss?
question? So the Longford logo, is this the council logo?
That's the Longford logo?
It's the little house
Little house,
in the amendments.
another report. 8 or 9 years ago, yeah.
It's not used very often.
No. Okay, if there's no further discussion, I'll put that recommendation. All those in favour? Against? Carried. 14.4, I declared an interest, so I'll get the deputy to stand for me. Thank you.
Oh, sorry. I would go, but then I'll get lost. Oh, sorry.
Okay, 14.4, policy review dispute resolution for elected members. And the recommendation is that council note the report and endorse the proposed minor amendment to the dispute resolution policy for elected members. Do I have a mover, please?
I'll move for the sake of
Councillor
discussion.
Andrews. Do we have a seconder?
I'll second the motion, and
Councillor Adams.
it's bringing it into indexation.
I might just ask Councillor Andrews first, since she's moved it. Sorry, Councillor Adams. Councillor Andrews.
I think I was about to say what Councillor Adams is about to say, that this is just bringing it into the realms of the rural financial world. I must say though, as I'll support this motion, but I was concerned at the cost that we are paying for this. 6,000 for 2 cases seems fairly exorbitant. Can I ask what that's spent on? Is that just the hiring of an independent mediator or what?
Yes, that's the cost of a consultant to undertake that role. And it's a limit of 3,000 at the moment, and the policy review now makes that indexed each year.
Councillor Adams, did you want to make comment? Do we have any other comments? I'll put the recommendation then. All those in favour? Against? Carried. Thank you.
Yes, 14.5, policy review, local government caretaker period. Councillor Terrence moving the motion.
With the amendment to the definition of what the caretaker period is.
Which we've got up on the.
Okay, so I'm going to read that out.
Oh,
Yeah, I can't read that.
Yes.
Sorry.
That council endorse the amended local government caretaker period policy as presented, or request further amendments to the policy and change the definition. But is that including the
No,
amendment?
this one should have been up in.
That should be
in between.
Yeah, okay.
With that
With-
adjustment.
notice of
With the
election.
caretaker period being the period from the notice of election through until the declaration of office for the relevant local government general election until it has occurred. So take out B,
Okay.
and then that'll be in the right place.
That's from when the local government office
Yes,
declares the election.
yes, that needed to be clarified. Okay,
Oh,
so
what? What am I doing? Just taking out
just
B.
taking out B, and then the rest of it will be fine.
Done something.
Take out B.
Change the definition? Change the
Yes,
definition?
you're going to leave them.
Leave the and take out the or.
Leave the and take out the or, yes.
Sorry, it's very laggy, so it's like. Oh, come
It's tired.
Policy.
on.
Yes,
That's better.
that's it. Everybody's happy with that? Were you moving that, councillor Terrett? And seconder, councillor Adams, do you wish to say anything, councillor Terrett?
No, I think it just clarifies the periods and makes it consistent with the Local Government Act.
Yes.
Sorry, who moved that?
Councillor Terrett moved, councillor Adams seconded. Any further discussion on that recommendation? No? Okay, I'll put the recommendation. All those in favour? Against? Carried. We've got half a minute, so let's
Well,
wait.
let's deal with this.
Take us that long to get back.
I think,
You want to do the last one?
yeah,
Yeah, okay. 15.1, speed limit reduction Perth Mill Road. Councillor Goss, moving?
I'd like to move that the motion, but change it to 80 kilometres per hour, not 70
And for the whole road.
for the whole road, yeah.
the whole road.
Right out, we need to probably specify out to Evandale Road.
So I can just amend that one.
Yeah.
No, support the extension of 80, no, you support 80 kilometre speed zone on Mill Road.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
kilometre speed zone on Mill Road, and then just stop. Oh, and then number bird. That's it.
Okay, and authorise the acting general manager to provide the letter of endorsement required by the Transport Commission. Yes,
And then take out.
and take out the other one.
Yeah.
Councillor Goss moved. Who, if you've got a seconder, Councillor Brooks. Any discussion, Councillor Goss?
Yeah, just that this makes it a bit more consistent. Evandale Main Road, that's 80 kilometres per hour. If we, as a motion read before, it would have gone 80 kilometres, 100 kilometres and then 70 kilometres. I think by just having it 80 kilometres consistent with Evandale Main Road, anyone in that area, 80 kilometres is the speed limit, and the more people get used to that, whereas it keeps on changing all the time, people are not sure what is where. It is a bit of a dangerous spot on top of that crest of the hill where the trucks are coming out of, and traffic coming out of the mill, the timber mill, and so I think it's probably a good thing to bring that speed limit down in that area. Also, we've got a railway train line there as well, crossing, and that has got a 65 kilometre recommended speed on it. Advisory speed, but at least bringing the whole road down a bit will make it a bit less for people to slow down in that area as well.
You wish to say anything, Councillor Brooks?
No, I think Councillor Goss has covered it, only that, you know, if people are going to speed, they will speed. You know, they're not going to do 70, they're not going to do 80, they're going to do over 100. And, you know, you've got Range Road there as well, the people coming in and out of there, so there is a bit of activity on that stretch of road. But like Councillor Goss said, it just ties it up to some sort of normality with Evandale Road 80 and make that 80, it just makes it, tidies it up really.
And the police do seem to have a presence on Evandale Road and those related roads just lately, so that's good.
Yeah.
Councillor Adams.
So, yeah, I just think, when I looked at those statistics, I wondered why something hadn't come previously, because, you know, you would think that with all the committees and all the evidence that are looked at by state committees and state departments, that something would have thrown up here that there may be some issues on speed limits. So, you know, pleased to see that we're tidying something up.
Any further discussion? I'll put the, you don't want to say any more, Councillor Goss?
I don't know.
I'll put the recommendation. All those in favour? Against? Carried. Okay, we'll go to public question time now. And this is the time when members of the public can ask a question or make a statement about something that's not related to our planning items. So if it's nothing to do with the planning items, you are most welcome to speak. So just state your name, the town you live in, and you've got 3 minutes to ask a question or make a statement. Okay, we'll move into planning, and then you can ask about planning items.
No, I was
Oh.
going to ask a public question.
Yes. Is it about a planning item though?
No.
No, that's fine.
No,
Just
sorry, I
that's
thought
right.
someone else might be wanting to speak, so I was waiting.
Just say your name and the town you live
Yes,
in.
so Mayor and councillors, thank you for the opportunity to speak. I'm Josie Chester from Campbelltown. I have some concerns about the Campbelltown streetscape.
That's
Stage one.
that's part of, as one of our planning items. You'll get a chance in a minute to speak about that. Sorry?
I was going to say, I think talking about stage one, which is a,
Oh, stage one.
Yeah,
Okay,
no, that's
not
fine.
not what's happening now.
Stage one.
Yes, okay.
Yeah. I just, concerned about the safety and functionality with the introduction of grassed areas and the impact on parking size and distance to passing Midland highway traffic, the line of sight and accessibility. Safety concerns include the parking close to the highway traffic, direct access changed from flat, even footpath to uneven grass. Particular reference and an example is the Commonwealth Lane to King Street, which is the new medical centre down to the supermarket area. With the introduction of 3.2 metres of grass area, the road appears to narrow and the alignment of parking change. The size of parking is in parts to a minimum and seems close distance to highway traffic. Exiting King Street, the line of sight seems altered. I've met with Trent Atkinson and he explained and I understand the Australian standards and the public consultation period has concluded. Businesses and services depend on all types of vehicles to be able to park, and road users rely on safe and accessible parking. Extracts from the Northern Midlands Council June 2021 Main Street upgrade and March 2025 Campbelltown Streetscape development describe project benefits. Primary benefits of the Main Street upgrade project include improved health and safety outcomes, better visual and urban amenity, increased business activity and economic growth. This is similar and consistent with Urban Design and Traffic Management Strategy, May 2017. Can I please ask, have the changes in the area from Commonwealth Lane to King Street resulted in an improvement in safety? Has there been an assessment of safety and functionality since making the changes? Can there be a review of stage 1 to address the concerns about safety and functionality? I can't mention stage 2, can I?
No, not at
So,
the moment.
would councillors like to visit Campbelltown to view and discuss the safety issues raised?
Thank you. Do you wish to?
No, two questions, we can come back to that.
I can give you this.
Yes, absolutely.
It does mention stage 2, but we can put a pen to that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Helps me out.
Is there, Councillor Goss?
Mr McCullough mentioned about the grass area tonight in our meeting. Would
That
you
was
be
about stage 2 though.
that was in no stage 1. That was. I thought he'd mentioned.
Stage 2.
Well, it's in both.
It's in both though, yeah.
But
Ask your question.
maybe Mr McCullough could brief Mrs Chester on what they intend to do with the grass area.
More about safety, so I
About safety,
imagine-
I was just about stepping out of the vehicles. So I've got to put a 450mm strip so people aren't stepping straight on the grass. They're stepping on concrete instead. Had a walk through with Trent Atkinson last week and just noticed that everyone is stepping out of their vehicles, stepping on the grass. It's actually started to squash up in winter. So Trent's got to talk to the contractors now about putting a section of 450mm wide section of concrete down that section. Not the whole grass area, just that one section when you step onto the top of the curb.
Hopefully that sorts it out.
Yes.
Yes.
Backing on to the National Highway is a safety issue, was always by the National Department, and being able, it's against policy to have a national highway where you back vehicles, and the parking along in front of the Valentine's Park was always a thing, which could have led to Campbelltown being bypassed. And I think the only thing now will be if Red Bridge fails, that would become a crisis. But I think that's pretty sound.
And we can note that the beach lane is still 4.5 metres wide, which is more than it has to be. Yeah.
Councillor Brooks?
Was that section of road though, was that always on the plan or has that been changed? Look, Mrs Chester basically, I think, I haven't seen it yet and I'd really like to go and have a look at it some stage. But is it pushed the traffic out towards the road? I think is that what you're trying to say?
I think it's more the safety once they've stepped out of their car and the uneven surfaces, I believe.
It's really the safety of, with the introduction of the grass, the vehicles have been pushed out an extra 3.2 metres or more. And so they're really close to the highway traffic. And the example is that I think there are other areas where it's similar, but this is quite significant in that area.
Was that to make the road narrower so it's easy to cross with pedestrians, or what was the purpose of that? I'm not sure who to ask that question.
That was part of the reason, and obviously for refuges across, to allow for refuges. But as I said, the carriageway is still 4.5, which is very wide, and we have recognised the issue with stepping out onto grass, and there'll be a concrete strip placed there.
Was that though on the original plan, or has that been changed?
The concrete strip wasn't, but the width was.
Just following on from what Councillor Adams said about reverse and out of angle parking, I think that's what you said. I can't really see any difference to reversing into a straight parking spot. You hold the traffic up and it's more dangerous in my opinion, back and back, doing a reverse park into a parallel park than angle park and reversing out, because you don't, when it was angle parking before, you never had to reverse much out onto the road to have enough room to go around. Where now, if you want to get in between two cars and reverse park, you've got to hold all the traffic up, and you've got a semi-trailer sitting behind you, waiting for you to do your manoeuvre. And 9 times out of 10, there's not a lot of good reverse park drivers out there that probably get it in one go. So it could be quite frustrating for traffic along that stretch of road.
That being said, we have designed it for safer.
Is there any other members of the public who wish to make a statement or ask a question about something that's not related to planning items? Okay, we move into planning. Have a mover and a seconder, please. Councillor Terrett and Councillor Adams. All those in favour? Against? Carried. So is there any member of the public who wishes to make a statement around the planning one, which is the draft amendment, to amend TransLink specific area plan, materials and presentation? No, that's fine. Planning 2, does any member of the public wish to make a statement around Campbelltown streetscape, High Street between 114 High Street and Red Bridge, minor works in King Street and Queen Street and Esplanade? Does anyone wish to ask a question? You're most welcome to. Yes, yes, you can.
I guess it's
Same deal.
Thank you. The same concern, not knowing how it's going to actually end up looking and being, is the moving of parking closer to the highway carriage, to the highway traffic. That is the safety concern as mentioned in stage 1. And I was wondering, is there an opportunity to request it to be reopened for public consultation to address the similar concerns to stage 1?
I think we've gone past that stage already.
Yeah, so
Your concerns are most welcome because we can potentially modify some things.
thank you.
Yes, thank you. Do you want that one given in as well?
That's the same.
That's fine. Okay, that's cool. Thank you.
Mayor, can I just
Yes,
confirm that
absolutely.
those questions will be given back as a written response to Ms. Chester?
Yes.
Yep, thank you.
Yes.
I don't want that to get lost.
Is there any other member of the public who wishes to make a comment around stage 2 of the Campbelltown streetscape? Okay. Planning 3 is a draft amendment to rezone 69. I haven't missed anything. Rezone 69 Cromwell Street that's Perth, from the light industrial zone to the general residential zone. Is there any members of the public that would like to make a statement around that item?
I don't think I need to.
Okay, that's fine. Yes. Nobody else? No, right? Okay, so now we go back to planning 1 for the councillors. And planning 1 is the draft amendment 27/2026, amend TransLink specific area plan, NOR S1.7.3, materials and presentation. And we have a recommendation there that under section 40D of the Land Use Planning and Approvals Act, agree to prepare a draft amendment to the Northern Midlands Local Provision Schedule as set out below, and under section 40F1 of the Land Use Planning and Approvals Act 1993, consider and endorse the assessment against the LPS criteria attached to this report, and under section 40F2A of the Land Use Planning and Approvals Act, certify the draft amendment to the Northern Midlands Local Provision Schedule as meeting the LPS criteria. Okay, Planner, do you wish to say anything?
Yeah, thanks. So it's, this draft amendment is to add 2 more material types for roofing and wall materials in Translink, being polycarbonate and fiberglass. So currently there's a list of materials that can be used. Those aren't on there. And we're finding that developers are wanting to use them. So it's looking at that then too.
Can I have a move? Councillor Andrews is moving. Councillor Lambert, you're seconding. Councillor Lambert, Councillor Andrews.
This is just common sense and probably bringing regulations up to the present day. The regulations that cover this are quite old from what the senior planner says. So this is just common sense, and it's surprising that it hasn't been there in the past.
Councillor Lambert.
It's just fixing an anomaly, so I think it's common sense.
Councillor Adams.
These are safe products. They weren't put in the first place because they were unsafe, or
No, that's right. They weren't excluded in the first place, and they'll still have to meet the building code at that stage.
thank you.
You don't wish to say anything else, Councillor Andrews? Okay, I'll put that recommendation. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried. Okay, planning 2 is the planning 260097 Campbelltown Streetscape, High Street between 114 High Street and Red Bridge, minor works in King Street and Queen Street and the Esplanade, and we have a recommendation there that the application to develop and use the land at High Street with minor works in those other streets be approved subject to following conditions. Okay, a mover and a seconder, please, for a motion. Councillor Goss and Councillor Andrews. Councillor Goss and Councillor Andrews. Councillor Goss, do you wish to speak to it?
Just, I will speak about it, and I've already, Mrs. Chester called me last week and had a look on Friday at Campbelltown, and the areas I looked at which may be a concern was the traffic islands, and I have spoken already to officers about see if we can move the islands a little bit. They said that that won't impact on the plan here we're going to accept tonight, but I'd like to see the islands put in line with the trees which are already in the road. It's a little bit concerning when you get out into the traffic, and it's quite wide. There was plenty of room where there wasn't an island to get out of the car, and the cars went out round me when I checked it out. But if there had been a traffic island there exactly opposite me, it would have been a bit more closer, because they wouldn't have got out of my way. So I think it's probably important to remove those traffic islands if it's okay with state growth to do that. Everything else looked on the plan, it looked okay to me, and I'm pleased to see that they haven't got any grass areas in this section, so there's no grass areas in this area, so people are getting out of their cars onto concrete pavement, which I think will be better. Mr. McCullum mentioned about in stage 2 they're going to actually remove the grass area for 450 mil, so people can get out of their cars onto that concrete area. I think it'll be much better. I think that's all I should say. Thank you.
Councillor Andrews.
Yeah, I just endorse Councillor Goss's remarks, and we've had lots of consultation with the community over this, and our project officers have acknowledged those comments and built them into what we see here today. So I feel pretty comfortable passing this and getting on with this last stage of the main street upgrade at Campbelltown.
Councillor Brooks.
Just one thing, couldn't see it on there, probably doesn't need to be, but the works, are they going to be at night again like they were before? Or, because that was the best time for less impact on the businesses through Campbelltown to do the works of a night, and I'm hoping for the businesses' sake that that'll continue on stage 2.
It wasn't part of the tender, so the tender put out there what they want to do, work at night, and that's how they work out with their traffic management. So they'd be very favourable to have a look at that again next time as well.
Do we need to though have that on this, or because what happens if the tenderer says, well, no, we're going to do it through the day, and there's a really big impact on those businesses through Campbelltown? I'd hate to see a lot of disruption, more disruption to what there is already there now. Do we need to have something like that in there somewhere, so they do have to do the works at night?
We can put it as a note, I guess.
Yeah, possibly a note. We wouldn't normally put hours of operation or construction hours on a planning permit, but certainly could put it as a note, yeah.
And do we have to have that in the recommendation?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
As a note.
Yes, so you can add that.
Okay, hang on, this is a long one.
That can be in the first part, can't it?
Oh, no, it's down here. Yeah, just put it down.
Yeah, down,
Right down the bottom.
yeah, keep going.
At the end,
Yes, at the end.
so what am I putting?
Yeah, so put, yeah, new paragraph. What is, it's recommended.
It's recommend where works, where practical, that the works be undertaken at, from whatever the time is.
Yes.
It's the intersections in places like that where the IGA and everything, that's where your night works will want to be. When you get past that point, you're back in day works, because it's better
It's
to
only
do more
footpath.
work in the daytime there, so you're not actually worrying too many people, but the intersections there, totally agree, night works.
Where practical.
Yeah, because once you get past the intersection, it's only footpaths and verges.
Works, hours of works.
Yeah, hours of works or, yeah, it's fine, I think. For intersections, would you say, Mr. McCullough? So hours of works for intersections,
King Street.
King Street intersection should be at night time where possible. Yeah.
Evening time.
Can yours wait till the others said their bit?
Oh, yeah, that's where it's installation tenders.
Practical hours of works be at night time. Is that all right?
We just want to add for the King Street intersection.
Where possible, when possible, I suppose.
I think we've got where practical,
Hours
yeah.
of works be at night time for King Street intersection.
should be, where practical hours of operation, sorry, hours of works should be. Yeah, because we can't direct it, but I think that's okay.
Okay, that's,
Okay,
yep.
so the mover, councillor Goss and councillor Andrews, are you happy with that inclusion?
Just following on that, given we haven't sent the tender out yet, why can't we stipulate times? I thought you can, we haven't,
Yeah, the tenders have gone out
oh,
already, yes. Yeah. We've done it in conjunction because we're tight time frame to meet the August council
but the
meeting.
tender's gone out before we've passed this tonight.
Yes. Yeah.
You already passed that though.
No, we haven't passed till tonight, but we've taken the chance to advertise the tenders, so that, we can make the August, meeting, because the grant funding has to be all spent by, the end of December.
Councillor Goss, do you wish to speak to it?
Yeah, just winding up there, just that I did speak to a few Campbelltown residents and they are concerned about crossing over at the King Street intersection, but it's a bit hard to, I had a look last week, but a bit hard to look at it in detail because we haven't got the refuge areas in there yet. It's not really made up properly, so it's a bit hard to make an assumption about where it is. So I can understand why residents are a little bit worried about it at the moment, but how it is at the moment is not how it's going to be. So that's going to be better. I do think that improving the parking in King Street is going to make a really big difference to the area. There is parking in there at the moment, but it's very, very rough and hard to get off the road, and there's potholes and parking on grass and gravel and holes, and they fill up with water. And on both sides, across from the supermarket in King Street, on both sides of the road, and opposite the hotel, and on the other side of the road as well, there's plenty of parking there, which you'd think would be much better than what it was in the past. There's more opportunity there. I do think that when this part is finished, it will make the whole street flow really well together, and I think that residents will be pleased with the parking around IGA supermarket and the hotel and all those areas there. The only bit of concern that we did have, there's no areas for trucks to pull up or caravans and those type of things, but maybe council can look at something like that in the future.
Councillor Andrews? You're fine. Councillor Terry?
Yeah, just a question in relation to the tenders. You partly answered that already. The Commonwealth Government is requiring us to complete this project by the 31st of December. I hope we do meet that timeline. Can you just advise and confirm what that grant actually was? How much that was?
Yes, we received $8 million from the federal government to do works at Campbelltown and Perth, and that's the remainder of that grant.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? Do you wish to sum up or anything, Councillor Goss?
No.
I'll put the recommendation. All those in favour? Against? Carried. Okay, planning 3, pardon me, is a draft amendment 2026 to rezone 69 Cromwell Street from the light industrial zone to the general residential zone. And there's a recommendation there that under section 40DB of the Land Use Planning and Approvals Act to agree to prepare a draft amendment pardon me, to the Northern Midlands Local Provision Schedule, and under, I think I'm not going to, I'll start coughing, sorry. Yes, I hope everybody can read. Read the recommendation. I hope they've read it already. Can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Councillor Adams? Yeah, I've got a drink here. And Councillor Goss. Councillor
I
Adams?
just want to say, I believe this area is now a residential area, and that in the long run that it should probably all be. There are 2 other blocks there that have smaller warehouses and workshops. It is light industrial, it isn't Liberty Bell. But we've moved away from having lots of industry in the middle of residential areas. And I think in the long term, that'll probably, because probably the price of the land will become more than what the workshops are worth. But it's a good thing, and I think it works well for a family that we've had presentation from.
Councillor Goss?
No, I don't need a comment.
Councillor Lambert?
Thank you, Mayor. Look, I think this is a good thing to be happening for all the reasons Councillor Adams has mentioned, but also this was flagged as part of our Perth structure plan, so it's something that's been in the works for quite some time, and we looked at that Perth structure plan last meeting, and this was brought to our attention again. So I'm really pleased to see that it's come forward so quickly to be addressed. So thank you to the planners for that. I think it's a natural progression for this piece of land to rezone, so I'll be supporting the motion.
Any further discussion? Councillor Adams, do you wish to say any more?
No, I think it's all good.
I'll put the recommendation. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried. Thank you. We will be moving into closed council now. And moving out of planning first, yes, sorry. Councillor Terry, you moving that?
Yes,
Councillor Terry and Councillor Lambert. All those in favour? Aye. Against? Carried. So we need to ask everybody who doesn't need